Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well today. I'm going to be showing you 8 tricks that you may or may not have known about inside of Marvel Rivals. So, let's go. Alright, so starting up first, I have a Squirrel Girl tip for you. This is going to utilize her Squirrel Blockade and her Mammal Bond to reset her cooldown and give her 2 of her Squirrel Blockades at once. So, the way you want to do it is activate your Squirrel Blockade, for me it's left trigger, follow up with a melee attack immediately, and then use your Mammal Bond afterwards, for me that's right bumper. I'm going to show you how now. So you will use your left trigger, melee to cancel it, right bumper, and now you should have 2. You can throw one and then immediately throw the other. Unfortunately, you can't have both of them acting at the same time. I think they kind of thought forwards about that, and it'd be kind of broken for you to be able to stun 2 people at once. However, you can use this to your advantage to, say, stun a larger aggressive tank, or perhaps there is someone who is flanking around your backline and you're having a hard time dealing with. You can hit them with one stun, follow up with another stun as soon as the first one ends, and you're able to get a lot of damage off in that time. The next trick I got for you is Punisher can actually use his zipline to get way more speed and distance out of it than he normally would just by using it ordinarily. So you want to set it up any location like you normally kind of would, but just arc it higher than you. And when you place it, you want to jump kind of a moment afterwards. You want to get started on the zip line a little bit and then jump afterwards, like so. And then you will get a ton of speed and momentum off of that. Now, it doesn't just have to be in the middle of placing a zip line. It can be on a zip line that you've already placed. It can be on the same one. You can do it between multiple. You can go up and down them. It doesn't matter which direction it's facing, as long as you can jump on for at least a moment and then get that jump, you'll get the speed and momentum. So, think about how you can use this to your advantage, like ziplining into your ultimate to get behind an enemy team, and get a better position for your ultimate than you would have by just doing it right in front of them. Alright, so the next tip I have for you is how you can block Luna Snow's healing aura with Doctor Strange's shield. So I'm going to show you right now with these 2 bots. When Luna Snow uses her ultimate, they are both being healed currently. However, when I put my shield up, the bot that is behind my shield is no longer being healed by her healing aura, but the one that is in front of it is. So you can really use this to your advantage when you're in one of those team fights that looks unwinnable, but suddenly can be winnable because you're able to block her healing output and cause our team to still be damageable. Even in such a situation like this, where it looks like my shield is behind her, it kind of goes more based off of Doctor Strange's hitbox. So since I'm standing right on top of her, it'll still block everything around her and behind me because of the fact that it's still technically Doctor Strange's shield hitbox. Okay, so the next trick I got for you is showing you how to bunny hop with the Hulk's Incredible Leap. Just like that. So the Hulk's Incredible Leap is an alternate jump for him. He can do a normal jump just like any other character. However, he can also charge this larger jump to get himself around and get himself to a better angle. However, when he is in this large jump, he is kind of stuck to his animation. You can still utilize your things, your cooldowns, but whenever you hit the ground, you have to do this little ground pound animation, and you can't really get much mobility out of that. However, you can bunny hop with this tech, but I'm not gonna lie to you, this is extremely hard to do. I think it's one of the hardest techs to do in the game, at least personally. I have been practicing it for a little while, and it's still very difficult. So if you want to get good at it, practice with it like every day, and I wouldn't expect to utilize it that much in like an actual match. It's more just like a fun thing to do. Maybe get yourself back to the point faster if you can start to utilize it that well. You can get multiple bunny hops out of it. I really can only get the one. I think I got 2 once, but like I said, it's very difficult. But I'm going to show you how to do it. So the way it works is it actually manipulates Hulk and his little, like, wall grab that he has. But what you want to do is you want to jump past a surface while being close enough to it to get the wall grab, but you don't get the wall grab. So the game thinks that you have reset your jump with the wall grab, but you're still in the air and you can keep your momentum and jump forwards. It's a little confusing, but it's best to use on curved surfaces like this and corners. So what you want to do is fully charge your jump, and this is what you're looking for. You're looking for your arrow to kind of point down right after the wall that you're kind of aiming next to. You want it to point down right after, and then not go any farther. This is too far. This is too short. This is just right. And what you do is once you jump, you want to spam your wall grab button as you are passing this wall. Normally, for me on Xbox, I just hold jump as I pass by it, and that normally works for me. Sometimes it works if you double tap jump, but if you're playing on mouse and keyboard, or for example, play on PlayStation and you have the Pro controller where you can set your trigger to be more sensitive, mouse and keyboard, I would set your mouse wheel as your wall grab so you can spam it as you go by, or for your PS5, I would set it to your controller or your trigger so you can utilize the faster input. And you will know when you get it right when Hulk kind of loses his hands up in the air pose. And he will kind of lose this speed trail around him, but he will still have his speed. So you let go of your jump, just like that. See how Hulk's hands went from up here to over to his sides. That's what you're looking for. And once you get that first jump and wall climb cancel, it's all about perfectly timing your next jump to get that little extra b-hop. If you ever played any old, like, of the old Valve games where you can b-hop, or like even COD 4 Michael Myers, it's like the same as that. You can't spam your input. You have to time it perfectly with your next, like the first frame you're on the ground. You have to time your input perfectly, and it's very precise, and it's very difficult. Like even just now, that probably took me like 20 attempts. So as I said, you can't do it on those rounded corners, but you can also do it on these sharp corners like this. It's really as long as the surface is not able for Hulk to grab onto it and he will kind of slide off, then it's perfectly possible. And it is possible to do it off of a completely flat wall just by standing next to it. However, I have never been able to do it, and it's very difficult. It's like a frame perfect input. But yeah, you can do it off those corners just like that, and you can do it off those rounded surfaces. Oh, and I forgot to mention, but you definitely want to hold forwards while doing this so you can get that extra little bit of speed once you hit the ground and get that bunny hop done correctly. Okay, so the next tip I have for you is actually a Groot movement tech that you're going to have a hard time utilizing in an actual match, but it's still very fun, and if you can pull it off, please send me a clip of you doing it, because that would be so cool to see someone actually do that in an actual match. But what you want to do is find yourself a higher wall like this that is far enough above you that you can have time to boost up into it. And then you want to place your wall at this kind of 45-degree angle. And then you want to have a Rocket Raccoon player drop down his BRB, his revive station, and pick up the jump pack from it. So once you have the blue jump pack from Rocket's BRB station, you want to go to your wall setup, and you want to place yourself directly underneath your wall, but more in the center aligned with the ramp, and then you'll jump and use your jetpack. And just like that, you get all of the vertical air from the rocket jetpack, and you get boosted forward from the Groot wall. But yeah, like I said, if you actually use this in a match or see someone use this in a match, please record it and upload it, or send me the link, send me a clip on something. I would love to see that. That would be so cool. So my next little tip and trick for you is with Adam Warlock's ultimate. So as I'm sure most of you know, the way it works, you revive your teammates at a fraction of their former health. However, what a lot of people don't know is you don't have to be within range of the ultimate to get revived. You have to be within range of Adam Warlock to get revived. So as you can see in the bottom right, the bots are within my revive range at the current moment, but if I let them die again here, they're now no longer in my range all the way back here. So I can now place my ultimate, and they will not be revived by my ultimate from where it currently is. However, once I start to walk forwards, they will be within range of me and be revived back here. So you can utilize this to place your ultimate in a safer location, so that way your team isn't immediately murdered upon revive. And this can go quite some way too. You can see I am quite far from those Galactibots. However, I am going to walk towards them, and I will reach them, and they will be revived all the way back there at my revive station. So, like I said, you can utilize this to get your team to a safer location than they formerly would have been. Just staying in line with Doctor Strange and how you can utilize his shield, just like how you can block enemies from healing, you can also block certain enemy ultimates from damaging you and your team, ones that you wouldn't expect. So Thor and Namor both have this large area of effect ultimate. However, the damage comes from the apex, the center. So if you can manage to block that center point, it will still block damage for you and all your team. So this Thor is going to ult on me, and while I'm taking damage, I can put up my shield and stop any damage coming from me, whether it's the static around me or the damage from the impact. And for example, here is also Namor's ultimate. So when he places his whale, I can see the apex of it, and I can put my shield down to block any damage from me and anyone behind me. Alright, so the next and final little tip or trick I have for you is utilizing Mantis's Spore Slumber. Or I guess not so much utilizing it, but teaching you how you can actually counter it. So the way Spore Slumber works is you hit an enemy with it, and it puts this little celestial mantis on them for about 2 seconds and makes it so they cannot move, but when they are damaged, they are free to move again. However, one thing that a lot of people don't know is when there's an enemy mantis that places this on one of your teammates, you can actually kill the little spectral mantis to free them from it sooner. So this mantis is going to hit this bot, and I'm going to destroy it to immediately free the bot. And it's much better to do that as opposed to letting the target sleep for a couple seconds, because, you know, who knows what can happen. If you sleep a tank, if you sleep a healer, anything can happen in that amount of time, so it's better just to wake up a teammate that you see that is slept. And then one more thing to go along with Mantis' Spore Slumber is that when you are playing her, the way it works normally is you sleep someone, and whenever they take any damage, they wake up, or if you let the timer run out, they also wake up. However, with Mantis' damage boost, her fire rate is also increased, and you can get 2 critical hits off in the amount of time that the Spore Slumber animation takes for them to even technically be sleeping. So you can get 2 hits off before they are technically asleep and before you can wake them up. So if you have damage boost, you can sleep, and you can get 2 critical shots off on a target before they are even technically sleeping, so they cannot wake up that way. So if you're, you know, up against someone with a little less health, you can damage boost yourself, sleep them, and you can finish them off. I guess I didn't know where his critical box was going to be. Kind of an awkward spot, but exactly, you know, they don't have any time. They just have to eat those 2 critical shots if you can land them correctly. Anyway, that is actually all that I have for you today. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like. If you find out anything new, feel free to comment. If you have any questions or suggestions, feel free to leave a comment. And again, if you enjoyed, subscribe. If not, don't worry about it. I appreciate you watching this video and giving me the time of your day. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And again, Elf says goodbye.